Welcome to Indiana, the crossroads of America. I'm not certain. I may have been to Indiana before. Kentucky to Illinois. I may have been to Indiana, so I cannot check that off as one of the states, but I'm doing 19 states that I haven't been to, and then there's some other states mixed in that I have to cross through that I have been to, but 19 states. So Ohio, one down. Is Indiana one of them? I don't know. There's at least one state down. 18 to go. Or 2 states down and 17 to go. I'll find out. Oh, wait. First impressions. It's very Kansas-ish in Indiana. I wonder if I was already in Indiana and what I said, if I was, what my first impression was last time. I feel like I'm in Kansas. It's not terrible, but it's not fantastic. Yeah, that's all I'm getting. I'm not stopping in Indiana. I am passing through Indiana. I think I have to go, no, I go from Indiana to Michigan. And then Michigan to Illinois to Wisconsin. And I know I was in Illinois before because F that state, but I have to, you can't unless I, should I? I can go up Michigan and ferry over to Wisconsin. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Either way, I'm either going to pass through Illinois, which I already did, or pass through the water, which doesn't count as a state. So we'll see. Apparently, the 80, which I've been on and stayed on, stopped being the Ohio Turnpike and started being Indiana Turnpike. I guess it has to be a turnpike. So, still easy pass, which is awesome. But now here, ticket is in the middle, and easy pass on both sides. That seems smart. That seems really smart to have easy pass. Why can't pass? I develop a lisp all of a sudden. Easy pass on both outer sides and tickets in the middle. That I think is intelligent. We'll see if we have any. Oh, good, but the lane's closed. Motorcyclists, pay attention. We good, bros? We'll see if this gentleman can just go right through. It says warning, do not reverse. And when that happens, I normally expect to see, like, I don't know, those strips. What are those flat tire strips called? Doesn't matter. There wasn't one that we went through with no problem. Spike strips. I always expect to see spike strips, but I feel like that would up the budget quite a bit if you just put spike strips down. But a sign that says "Do not reverse" is, I guess, more financially efficient. I'll have to ask the sign guys because apparently their budget is not, well, maybe their budget doesn't matter. But in Julie's world, when I become president, I will put spike strips everywhere. If you're not supposed to go somewhere, if you're not supposed to go this direction, but like one-way streets, all one-way streets, you can have spike strips. Oh God. Could you imagine? I think everyone would just love living in Julie's United States of America. I have been, this guy with this Cobalt toolbox and his Indiana license plate, I have been behind him for like 190 miles. Well, sometimes behind him, but we play a game and I know he has to recognize me. I recognize him because he's got the big blue Cobalt thing, but I'm recognizable. The vehicle, I know I'm rememberable and recognizable, but the vehicle is. Speaking of being memorable and recognizable, I went to Tanner's, gun store, back DB9? I was like, yes. Like, he's like, aren't you a writer? And I was like, I was writing enough, yes. And he's like, look at me, remembering stuff. And I was like, bro, it's me. You're not remembering stuff. It's just everyone remembers me because I'm memorable. But I gotta tell you, it was really nice for someone to say, aren't you the writer? Like, that felt fantastic. I cannot wait for my book to get published. And then my next book, and my next book, and my next book. So people can be like, aren't you that writer? It's fantastic. If you want to do anything, if you have any goals in mind, stand in front of the mirror, like writer for instance. Stand in front of the mirror and say to yourself, aren't you that writer? See how it feels. It's fantastic. Okay, again, I'm all farms, but there's like woods now too. There was 2 tree stands on the side of the road. That's what they're called, right? The things you shoot out of that are elevated and just built, homemade, whatever. So there's homemade tree stands over there. They were nice. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a tree stand that well done in my life. They were, I don't even know if it's like, I don't even know what they were made out of, like material wise, but they were not wood. If they were wood, they were like, somebody went out there and got the automotive paint to finish the wood and, you know, they weren't wood. But they were like, you know, hunter green and camo and had these blacked out windows above the something spell above the gun holes. It was awesome. Because people make them around us, but they're like these like shanties. Can't even call them tree stands. They don't have to be in a tree to be a tree stand, right? Or is there something? I feel like I don't know what it's called. I need to start hunting and learn this terminology with all this game land I've been through. Indiana's roads are terrible. I mean, I just paid money to drive on this road. Normally the money roads are good. The turnpike roads are good because you spend billions of dollars to drive on them. And that's why they're good, because they have the money to maintain them. But this is horrible. Like, I don't know. Like I said, roads are roads, and I don't expect them to be great, even though that's where my tax money goes. But when I'm, like, my tax money doesn't go to, you know, other states. So I'm only pissed about it when it's my tax money. But this was my actual money that I just paid to drive on this turnpike. And it's horrible. I feel like I was here before. Not on this road, because I know that I was not on any roads. I took Easy Pass, except for up the East Coast when I come from Florida. Oh, this is interesting. Car speed limit 70. Trucks 65. Minimum 45. 65 and 70? Like, really? Really? 5 miles an hour? Like, I gotta... Whoever makes signs, man, does anybody know anybody who makes signs? I mean, I assume they outsource because it's the government and they don't really do anything themselves. So I'm sure the sign guy who makes, you know, emergency stopping only 2-hour limit. I'm glad that the government wants to put a limit on my emergency lights. You can have an emergency, but it can only be 2 hours long. I'm sure the same guys that make, you know, whatever signs also make road signs, because I'm sure it's outsourced. But, yeah, I am not feeling Indiana at all. It's nice looking, sort of, like nature-wise. There's foreign cars, which I feel like I haven't seen a foreign car in quite some time. Like a Mercedes, even. I mean, there's a Toyota too, but I mean, like, European cars. It's funny how they cluster. not really a ghost town, but y'all know what I mean. Like, how did American vehicles, how are they not sustaining this country? Because everywhere out here, it's like, you're just, okay, you know, Fords, oh, duh. It's that damn outsourcing. Because American cars aren't made in America anymore. I understand saving $1, but at the same time, quality and sustaining quality of life for our own residents and citizens. I'm just saying, if we move American vehicle manufacturing back to America, we would be self-sustaining. Because all of these roads I'm on, you notice a foreign car. And the only reason you notice a foreign car is because it's not the norm. So, bring manufacturing American vehicles back to America. Bring everything back to America. Keep America, America. See, again, when I run for president, I must be a Republican. There's no way I can run as Democrat, even with Chaz as my running mate. Maybe not only could I be the first female president, but I could be the first non-party president. Not non-party, but you know what I mean, the big ones. In like several decades, hundreds of. When's the last time a non-Democrat or Republican, back in the day, back in the 1800s, I feel like it happened all the time, where like, you know, the other parties were elected. Why does driving across America make me learn about? I learned so much. Like, I just get in the car and drive somewhere, man, and let your wheels turn, because I'm fairly certain you will learn more than sitting and someone teaching you something, until Julie revamps the American education system. Then sitting in a classroom will be more effective. And Ohio's drivers weren't as bad as I thought they were. New Jersey still wins with that. But oh, look at, thanks buddy, this is just hilarious. Okay, now my buddy with the truck with the cobalt thing, I was in the right lane, I do this thing where like sometimes I just drive really fast and then I go back over to the right and I just kind of hang out. So I was hanging out on the right and like, oh, all these cars are coming and there's a car going so slow in front of me and I can't get to the left to go forward. The truck that I have been back and forth with for the past, like I said, 200 miles, he came up and he flashed his headlights at me. So that was like, hey, come on girl, get over. Did I mention how much I love strangers? Like, that's just, I'm done my gratitude list because I'm in Indiana, but how, like, that courtesy is just fantastic. And what did that cost that guy anything? My America's going to be fantastic. You only have to be 35 to run for president, so I can totally do that in 7 years when I identify as a 35-year-old. Share the road, follow rules, save lives. Indiana, and that guy that helped me is from Indiana. So, yeah, I have mixed feelings about this state. I think I'm in it for another hour or so before I before I bump over to Michigan. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on, I think. Well, and a lot of stuff, you know, compared to the absolute nothing, there really isn't a lot of stuff. There's just a couple signs I wanted to read, but I will stop rambling and check in later. Okay, this guy is basically following me now. Like, I switch lanes, he switch lanes, I switch lanes, he switch lanes. Like, as soon as I switch lanes, you know, I check my mirror, put my turn signal on, move, and then as soon as I'm in the lane, I check my rear view. That's just how I drive. And he's always right behind me. Like, I don't even see him move. He's moving at the exact same speed and everything that I am. And even, like, there was a tractor trailer on the shoulder, so I moved to the left because a disabled vehicle on the much true, except for me. And people who look like liberals with my shaved head and purplish gray hair and bright pink tank top and tattoos on my arms, that they can drive as well. I hope maybe I just banished a stereotype for this guy. But like I said, he's following me. I mean, we're being excellent drivers together. Okay, now it's getting kind of annoying because like I can't hang out in the right lane. If I hang out in the right lane, and he does, when he switches to the left, like we're coming up on a tractor trailer, he flashes me. Like it tells me that like that's signaling for me to get over. Unless it's him signaling goodbye, but it seems like it's for me to get over because I keep doing it and he keeps whatever. So maybe, if we were to, you know, if Mark was here, he would definitely think dude is trying to kidnap me to human traffic me. But like I said, like I literally can't stay in, I can't just casually drive. Like he's forcing me basically to, I mean, obviously he's not forcing me to do anything, but you know, he wants to cruise with me. And like, honestly, he broke a stereotype for me because he's a Ford driver. So, you know, now I know that all Ford drivers don't drive like idiots because of this guy. It's just, sorry Nick, no offense Nick, but Chevys are better. Okay, bye. The next exit up here is for Sturgis, and I almost screwed up and went there because it's Sturgis. Did my service just go out? What the hell just happened? It's Sturgis, Minnesota or Mississippi. That's a place. It's not Sturgis, South Dakota. Yeah, my everything just went out. Shit. I was supposed to get off at exit. I was supposed to get off 31, and I imagined I'd be there around like 2:30, so I got 15 minutes for me to get service back. 31 is where I'm going. Oh, anyway, yeah, so there is a Sturgis, Mississippi. Do not confuse it with the Sturgis, South Dakota, which I am going to, but I have to loop through North Dakota, around California, and back South Dakota. That's what instead of zigzagging between the northern states, I'm doing this like single northern states and then going down and looping back through the second to the top northern states. So Kendall, I'll be going through Idaho twice. So I'm going to see they call it a panhandle? Do they call it a panhandle in Idaho? Is the thing? I'm going to be going through the panhandle, but I don't care that they call it that. I'm calling it that. I'm going through the panhandle of Idaho. And then Washington State. And then I'm going Oregon, California, through Vegas and back up across to the bottom of Idaho and South Dakota. I don't know what is out there, but that's how I'm doing it. I'm making 2 loops across the middle north part of the country instead of a zigzag. So Google Maps just gave me an alert, the same noise it makes when there's a speed trap. It said there's an object on the road ahead. There isn't. I don't see any. And I want to know how in the world it knows that. Because it's wrong. But like, what did that even mean? And there's no traffic or anything to imply that there was an object on the road. That was weird, but I'm gonna end up getting gas. I don't know, I saw a sign that said gas. It said Sunoco so many miles, and I mean I have like 175 miles left in my tank, but I might as well get it because there's Sunoco right here, and then I won't have to fill up again. I won't have to fill up. I'll be able to make it to Wisconsin without having to fill up if I stop here, but then my buddy's gone. I just want to make sure I'm behind him when I get off an exit, because as much as I don't believe you, Mark, that I'm going to get human trafficked, and as much as I am protected in more ways than one, I still don't want Bro to get off at the gas station that I get off at. Like if he gets off to get gas, I literally won't. But I am about to get gas, and I am 1 hour away from my destination in Mississippi. I don't know how much longer I'll be in Indiana, because I know it's like not too far into Mississippi, but only 27 more miles on this road, so maybe that's why. We'll see. Okay, guys. Now, I know I said if he was getting off the exit for the gas that I wouldn't get off the exit, but I said, you know what? Like, YOLO, I need to get gas. It's a Sunoco. So I got off the exit. He was in front of me, and he was getting off the exit. Like, so he gets off. He goes to the pump. I go to a pump, and we just look over at each other and just like smile at one another. And he, nodded and whatever. Then I parked and I went, and I literally had a conversation with him. I took a selfie with him. It's so I will upload that. His name is Danny. He gave me his phone number because he is an oil driller, like a project manager for oil drilling. So he travels around the country. He was coming from West Virginia and is headed to Chicago. So that's why we have literally been driving hundreds of miles together. And like he said the same thing. I mean, we were absolutely driving together. It wasn't just me thinking we were driving together. And I said, thanks for making it fun. And he was like, he's like, have you ever been to Niagara Falls? And I was like, no. And I was like, I will. But he's like, oh, you take my phone number. You text me. You can stay with me up there. So okay. I took his phone number, but I am not texting Danny from West Virginia for a place to stay. I don't know. He seemed very harmless. Like I said, there's a picture of him. I took a selfie. But then on top of that, first of all, like, did this just happen? I've been driving with a random guy on the road, and then, and I know he's waiting for me. And then he gives me his phone number, and it doesn't matter. He's got a West Virginia accent. I think that's why he seems harmless, is because of the accent. I could get tricked real quick and easy with that one. So anyway, then I'm going to throw trash away in the at the store, because I had like food trash, and food trash smells, so I don't put food trash in my trash can. My trash can's for other trash. Anyway, there was a banana. There's a guy dressed up as a banana, like just casually, like him and a chick. So I was like, hey, banana, why are you dressed as a banana? And he's like, these are my pajamas. And I was like, well, okay, banana, can I get a selfie with you? And banana let me take a selfie with him. So I got a picture with a banana guy, a guy dressed in a banana onesie at the rest stop for getting gas in Ohio. I didn't ask him about his life. That was only Danny that I asked about his life, because, like, come on, we've been driving together for quite some time. But banana guy, I was like, banana guy, just know that just by existing, you're brightening people's lives. So have fun. I don't know. This is like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just driving, and I'm having so much effing fun. 13 more miles on the 80, and 43 miles to my destination. So 13 miles, and then another 30. 13 miles here, and then 30 miles to the place. And I don't know, where am I going? Some park in Michigan. I don't know. Ohio's been fun. I can't really say it's Ohio's fault that it's been fun. I'm coming up on Danny again. Okay. Bye. And the other thing is, I told Danny that I was from Pennsylvania by New Jersey, because that's what you have to tell people, like, to get an idea of whatever. And he's like, oh, like outside of Philadelphia? And I was like, yes, Danny. So he really is a world traveler. So if I do feel like texting him at some point, because there's no harm, what the hell is it? Okay, he'll have my phone number, whatever. He might actually have some really good travel tips, because he literally drives a truck for a living, but like not like a semi or anything. He's just driving his work truck, to job sites, so he knows what's up. Maybe, I don't know. This is ridiculous. I effing love life, guys. I hope you all can just start loving your life. I mean, find joy in everything. Talk to strangers. Just be, because this is fantastic, and I wish everyone could live like me. Okay, I went through a toll booth, and
keep right at the fork.
There was definitely a tractor trailer backing up where it said do not reverse. So in Julie's world,
continue on US 31 north for 5 miles.
Bro would have got several flat tires, because you don't just back up if the sign says don't back up. There are consequences for our actions, people. So I am on the road. I don't know. I'm 30 miles from my destination. I just got off the, what state was I in? Ohio Turnpike. Onto this 31, and the sign said Michigan, and this exit says Cleveland Road. I know that means nothing. Cleveland Road could be anywhere. Cleveland's in Ohio. I don't know. There's no mile markers, so I don't know. Where's Danny when I need him to let me in the left lane? Not on this road. He was on the other road. Here, mile 256. So I have no idea when I'm going to be in Michigan, but I think it'll be soon. River Valley Middle/High School. In case you're wondering how many people live in this area. It's a combo middle high school, and it wasn't very big.